Hello, I'm KHOU Meteorologist Chris Ramirez, and thank you for watching KHOU Plus. Here's a look at your Christmas week forecast. So if you're doing that last-minute Christmas shopping or last-minute Christmas decorating, here's what we're expecting to see here across southeast Texas as we head into the next few days. So for Sunday, today, we are expecting the last day for these chilly temperatures. So if you're into these Christmassy, feels good, cold temperatures, enjoy it today, because we're going to be warming up into the 70s starting tomorrow. Afternoon temps struggling to make it out of the 60s, low 60s about 2 p.m. And then we're going to see some chilly conditions once again return as we head into this evening. So if you have family in town and you want to go look at those Christmas lights, you might want to do that today, as we are expecting clear skies and quiet conditions here across Houston. We are expecting the return of that humidity as we go into the next 24 to 48 hours and lasting through much of the week. So expecting the humidity to start upticking into the 60s. So humid conditions definitely once again returning, and that is going to make those temps be all the more warmer heading closer to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If you are traveling across Texas, keep in mind that if you're traveling today or tomorrow, we will see clear conditions, no issues across the Lone Star State. It's Tuesday. We're really going to have to pay attention to the weather forecasts for Christmas Eve, because we were expecting our first of two weather systems that's going to bring some widespread showers, especially for us here across southeast Texas. And those temps are going to be a bit on the warmer side as well. So the reason why we've had this gorgeous weekend weather is all thanks to this high pressure system that's now going to start moving off towards the east. We are expecting that first of two cold fronts to arrive starting on Tuesday evening, and that is going to increase those rain chances. We could see some moderate to heavy rain at times on Christmas Eve into Christmas Day morning. But those temps just really not cooling off all that much. Even though you see this cold front sweeping across Texas, it's going to be rather weak for us and really not going to give us a little of a significant cool down like we want to see during Christmas Day. We are expecting highs in the 70s. You probably won't even need your jackets. That's what first cold front arriving. And then the good news, though, is by Christmas Day afternoon, we're going to see a brief clearing and a brief quiet period. So we're expecting conditions to clear out briefly for Christmas Day. So no weather concerns for Christmas Day if you have those family plans, if you're traveling to grandma's house or any relative's house. But we are expecting on Thursday our next weather system to move through. The same thing, a low pressure system with an associated cold front arriving, not really bringing that much cooler conditions. It may bring those overnight lows into the 50s. But we are expecting more rain chances for Thursday. So if you're traveling home the day after Christmas, we might be looking at some wet conditions and wet roadways. So just keep in mind that even though we're seeing mostly clear conditions right now, be extra cautious on those roadways if you are traveling closer to Christmas Eve, especially if you are traveling across Texas. Who might see a white Christmas as we are tracking those two big weather systems. That's going to bring some snow showers on Christmas Eve to portions of New York State, even the portions of the Northeast. They might see a few snow flurries. However, those temps are expected to remain above freezing. 37 for a high. Remember, it only takes 32 degrees or lower to really make that snow stick. And they're really not expecting that much cool and below freezing temperature. So it might even sometimes melt before it hits the ground for portions of the Northeast. And then that next weather system, that one that's arriving on Wednesday, likely to bring some snow showers to the mountainous areas across the west coast U.S. and western portions of the U.S. So it's only you really have to be in the upper levels in the atmosphere in those mountains to really see that snow with these weather systems. But we're expecting a rather above normal outlook for those temperatures, especially across the nation as we head into the next few days and as we end 2024. In fact, that's what the Climate Prediction Center is calling for, above average temperatures. Average high for this time of year here in Houston, 64 degrees, and we're expecting highs in the mid 70s by the end of this next week. So Christmas Eve forecast. This is our official forecast for Houston. 5 p.m., 68 degrees. We're going to start seeing those showers start creeping on in, and then by 6 p.m., we might even see a storm or two in moderate to heavy rainfall, and that definitely is going to cause some wet roadways across southeast Texas. So if you are a last-minute Christmas shopper like myself, just be extra cautious and maybe do it ahead of time before Christmas Eve, because we're expecting some messy conditions for the evening hours. Christmas Day, like I said, the good news is that we are expecting skies to clear out. High temps about 70 degrees, not as chilly as one might expect for Christmas Day, but we are also expecting clear skies for in the afternoon hours. We do need the rain, so hopefully this rain is going to help the drought situation, because the latest drought outlook was released this past Thursday, and they're now including most of southeast Texas under that moderate drought. And hopefully we get rain, because areas off towards the west of Columbus along the I-10 corridor, enduring severe drought. San Antonio, Austin, extreme drought conditions. Not really good situation for the Edwards Aquifer. But as we look at that temperature outlook, Climate Prediction Center calling for above normal temperatures for much of the nation as we end 2024. So it's looking likely that we could see warm conditions lasting into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But the good news, it's not going to be too warm. We're expecting those conditions to remain still mild in temperatures going into the next 10 days. So highs in the 70s, lows in the 60s. You might even see some 50-degree temps in those overnight and morning hours. But for your 7-day forecast, we're expecting clear conditions lasting through today, Monday. Christmas Eve is when we're really going to have to pay attention to the forecast as well as those road conditions, because we are expecting those showers to start creeping in. Then Christmas Day, not really expecting much in the terms of rain chance. It's Christmas Eve evening, maybe between 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. Likely to start seeing those showers and possible storms here across southeast Texas, all thanks to that first system. But the weather pattern remains a bit unstable through the end of the week. So if you are traveling home after Christmas, you could be looking at more scattered showers and storms across the state and across the south central U.S. as we are still anticipating these two low pressure systems to bring that unsettled weather pattern. But unfortunately, temps in the 70s, lows in the 60s, not expecting much of a cool down in the next few days. We're going to be on that warming trend starting tomorrow, which is Monday. And as always, you can get the latest weather forecasts on KHOU.com and on the KHOU 11 app. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with the KHOU 11 Weather Team.